Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome back to another video. So I'm sure you guys are well aware that the Call of Duty Days of Summer event has now started here in Black Ops 4, and we kind of see it here in Call of Duty World War II as well. So with Black Ops 4, of course, the Blackout map is now updated to be kind of more summer themed. They also added a new game mode called Ground War, I believe, and essentially that is basically just teams of 50. So it's two teams with 50 players on each side, which is really cool. It honestly looks a lot of fun, and I can't wait to try it out, but of course I can't right now because I play on Xbox. And so anyway, I have to wait next week for all that, and of course the new Contraband stream that's going on right now, which is the Days of Summer event, or like the second half of Spectre Rising technically. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like the Call of Duty Days of Summer event is like mixed in with Spectre Rising. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, you know? And of course we finally can start using the Vendetta sniper rifle, which is at tier 50 in the Contraband stream, which is nice. You know, we've seen gameplay of this actual sniper for like the longest time, and they finally added it into the game. I don't know why it took them so long to do this. So like I remember people went out to go play Ancient Evil early at Treyarch, and they were able to actually get the Vendetta sniper rifle out of the mystery box, but for some reason they didn't add it into the game now, which I don't know, very weird. But they also added other weapons, I believe 5 other weapons into the game if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, they added quite a bit of weapons. They also have a community challenge that we can complete where I believe we have to complete 15 million matches in order to unlock the Galil for multiplayer, which is really nice. Or technically it's called the Grav in Black Ops 4, but still that's really cool. It's a weapon that should have already been in the multiplayer, but now that we have a community challenge to actually complete and able to earn it and unlock attachments for it in multiplayer, which is really nice. But of course, with Treyarch, every time they add a big update to Black Ops 4, there's always a catch, right? There's always something they do to screw something up, right? And I just don't get it. Can they just add a big update that like benefits the game and there's like no downsides at all? Like, come on, why does there always have to be some downside to these updates? So I'm sure you guys are already aware of this. So the downside to this update is that yes, we did get a lot of new weapons that we were able to use in the Black Ops 4, but most of them are locked behind reserves, and you can only get them through reserves, which means you have to get super lucky and open up a reserve and get that new weapon. And of course, we all know the reserve system is kind of bullshit because you can get duplicates, and each reserve case only has 1 item, though there are reserve crates in the game which do contain 3 items every time you open each one up, but I believe you can only get reserve crates through actually buying COD points and then buying them through the store, which is really dumb. So yeah, and it's essentially, yeah, they add weapons to reserves. No one's happy about this. I don't really need to express my feelings too much on how pissed off I am about this, because this is the same stuff we saw in Black Ops 3, right, where the supply drop system in that game, all their new weapons that they added to the game were added to supply drops, and you had to get really lucky by opening up supply drops, and hopefully you get a new weapon. Oh my gosh, this is never going to end, you guys. I don't understand why they're doing this. I mean, a lot of people are like saying that, oh no, it's not Treyarch that's actually making these decisions, it's Activision, you know, which is definitely a good possibility. It would definitely make sense because, you know, Activision is technically the boss of Treyarch, and so it's possible they could make these monetized decisions, but who knows, to be honest with you. And the reason why I don't really know if it's Treyarch or Activision making these decisions is because we go to World War II, right? You know how I mentioned that the COD Days of Summer event is also kind of happening in World War II right now? Well, they added new weapons into Call of Duty World War II, but as of right now, you can only get them through supply drops, and they've never done that before back in World War II's prime, because in that game, every time they added new weapons, yes, you could basically get lucky and get them out of supply drops if you wanted to, but they would actually have contracts and a collection that you can use to actually kind of buy your way with the salvage you earned or whatever to actually guarantee yourself the new weapons, right? They had a very good system in World War II when they added weapons into that game. And so right now, you have to open up supply drops to get the new weapons they just recently added to Call of Duty World War II. But here's the thing, you know, I mean, that sounds really bad, you know, it sounds bad that you can only get them through supply drops, but here's the thing, the next day after the COD Days of Summer event started, Sledgehammer Games, they actually put out a post on Reddit, and they actually said that in the following week, or I think something like that, I think in the next week or so, they're actually going to add contracts and collections for these new weapons so people can actually obtain them a lot easier, which is awesome. I think that's so cool because, Sledgehammer Games, they actually responded very quickly about kind of this backlash and how people were upset you can only get them out of supply drops. They responded pretty damn quickly. And here we are with Black Ops 4, right? The current Call of Duty game. Treyarch hasn't said anything. I mean, what the hell? Like, what the hell is with that? How come Treyarch hasn't said anything? And I think maybe the reason why they haven't said anything is because they don't actually have a system in the game that is fair for us to actually earn these weapons. Now, they actually are adding contracts in the game soon. I don't really know what soon means. It could be next month or something like that. But they are going to add contracts in the game. I don't know how they're going to work. I'm assuming they're going to work similarly to the way Black Ops 3 contracts work. And Black Ops 3 contracts weren't super great. The World War II system was way better with the contracts. But at least it gives us a chance to actually earn reserves a lot more, which is good. But still, the reserve system is still worse than this Black Ops 3 supply drop system because, like I said, you can only really earn reserve crates, which only contain one item, where Black Ops 3 supply drops would actually contain 3 items every time you open one up. So I don't really know what else to say, you guys. Sledgehammer Games, to me, this whole drama that's going on, the whole issue about adding weapons into supply drops, it really showed me that Sledgehammer Games is probably the best Call of Duty developer we have, and they haven't even been in the Call of Duty series that long. The worst part is about this, though, is that if you guys are up to date with Call of Duty news, you would think that Sledgehammer Games, their next Call of Duty game would, of course, come out Modern Warfare, because that's usually how the cycle works when it comes to each developer's turn to release their Call of Duty game. But the rumors have suggested, in articles that are pretty legit articles, they kind of suggested that Sledgehammer Games actually isn't going to be making a Call of Duty for 2020. It's actually going to be Treyarch, and so that kind of makes me upset because, Sledgehammer Games, they're so good at communicating with the Call of Duty community. They literally would do weekly posts on Reddit or something like that during Call of Duty World War II. Like, every week they started like a weekly posting to keep players up to date on what they're working on and when the next update's going to be and all that kind of stuff. They were so good at communicating with us. But goddamn, Treyarch sucks ass. Like, seriously, Treyarch, a lot of people had high hopes with Treyarch, especially with Black Ops 3, and especially here with Black Ops 4. A lot of people had high hopes with Treyarch because they typically are the ones who make the good Call of Duty games. But Black Ops 4, I think we can all agree, was a pretty big disappointment. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's really all I have to say about this whole stupid supply drop weapons in supply drop system, whatever you want to call it. It's very dumb, and it really made me realize that Sledgehammer Games is definitely the best Call of Duty developer that we've ever had so far. So anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a rating for whatever you guys feel this video deserves, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty videos later in the future, and I shall catch you guys later.